In the heart of Salberg, a bustling city filled with towering skyscrapers and buzzing energy. It was a day like no other. Meet Mark, a brilliant young robotic engineer living an ordinary life. Mark is sitting in his room, tinkering with his computer and various electronic gadgets. He's a bit of a tech geek and loves to build things. Mark's phone buzzes, and he receives a mysterious message from an unknown sender. The message contains an address and a simple instruction: come alone. Mark's heart races as he dials Maskman, who is his tutor for guidance, even as he activates the tracking app to ensure his safety. Intrigued, Mark decides to check out the address. He sneaks out of his house and arrives at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Inside the warehouse, Mark discovers a hidden room filled with ancient artifacts and glowing crystals. At the center of the room stands an old man in a long robe, known as the Wizard. The Wizard explains to Mark that he has been watching him for some time and believes that he possesses a unique potential. He tells Mark that he has been chosen to inherit the powers of Thunderbolt, a legendary superhero who once protected the world from evil forces. Mark is initially skeptical, but is also intrigued by the idea of becoming a superhero. The Wizard tells Mark that he must pass a series of tests to prove his worthiness to wield the power of Thunderbolt. Mark agrees to take the tests and undergoes a series of challenges that push him to his limits. He uses his intelligence, creativity, and technical skills to overcome the obstacles set by the Wizard. After completing the final test, Mark is engulfed in a blinding light as he undergoes a transformation. He emerges with newfound powers, glowing with electric energy, and wearing a high-tech suit that enhances his abilities. Mark discovers that he has the ability to control electricity and technology with his mind. He can generate powerful electric blasts, manipulate machines, and even communicate with electronics. Mark looks to the side in search of the Wizard, only to discover that he has disappeared. He then takes off and soars into the clouds using his high-tech suit's newfound abilities. After several months of training, Spark starts employing his powers to combat crime and safeguard his city from a multitude of threats. Spark melds magic and his technical expertise to enhance his suit to aid him in his crime-fighting missions, including battling against formidable villains who are after the same ancient artifacts and crystals that granted him his powers. He also struggles with balancing his responsibilities as a superhero with his personal life as a young man. Despite the challenges, Spark becomes a beloved hero in his city, earning the nickname Thunderbolt for his electrifying powers and heroic deeds. He gains a loyal following of supporters who look up to him as a symbol of inspiration. As Thunderbolt, Spark faces his greatest challenge yet when a powerful supervillain threatens to destroy the city and harness the ancient artifacts for nefarious purposes. Spark faces off against the villain in an epic battle, using his intelligence, technical powers, and electric powers to give it his all. During the intense battle, Spark discovers that he can absorb and amplify energy, including the energy emitted by the ancient artifacts. He uses this newfound ability to defeat the villain and save the city from destruction. In the aftermath, Spark is hailed as a hero and praised for his bravery and selflessness. He continues to use his powers to protect his city and fight against injustice, while also learning to balance his dual identity as Thunderbolt and Mark. The Wizard watches from afar, pleased with his choice to